Here's how you're going to make the most delicious decadent baklava from scratch recipe 2 ways, the traditional Greek baklava and the Turkish baklava rolls. So let's jump into it. Preheat your oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. In a saucepan, melt 1 cup of regular butter or vegan butter, then set it aside. Chop 1 pound of nuts. Here I will use walnuts, but you could also use almonds or pistachio like I will use in the baklava rolls later in the video. If you use your food processor, simply pulse 10 long pulses to have a grainy result. Carefully unroll your PHYLLO dough. Cut your PHYLLO dough to the size of your pan. Keep the scraps of the dough, we're going to use it later. A pro tip is to keep your dough covered when you're not using it for it not to dry out. In your buttered 9 by 13 inch pan, place 2 sheets of dough in your pan, then butter the top thoroughly. Repeat the process until you have 8 sheets layered. Don't forget to use your scrap of PHYLLO dough from the beginning as well. Spread evenly your nuts, making sure you add them on the side and in the middle to form an equal layer of nuts. That will ensure your baklava will bake evenly. Top your nuts with 1 sheet of dough, then butter it completely, then add another layer of dough. Repeat the process and layer as you go. Dough, butter, dough, butter. The butter between each sheet of dough will make the top of your baklava extra flaky. Using a sharp knife, cut your baklava into diamond or square shapes. Whatever shape you decide, the most important thing is to cut your baklava all the way to the bottom of the pan. After cutting your baklava, as a pro tip, for extra flakiness, with 2 spoons, lightly squeeze the edges of the baklava to form a small dome. Add the rest of your melted butter, then put it in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 50 minutes. While your baklava is baking, make your baklava syrup. Boil 1 cup of water and add 1 cup of sugar. Mix until the sugar is fully melted. Add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice or 1 teaspoon of lemon zest with half a cup of honey. You can also add 1 teaspoon of rose water, but I will prefer to use it in the next Turkish baklava rolls. Let your baklava syrup simmer for about 20 minutes. Once your baklava is baked, remove your baklava from your oven and immediately spoon your baklava syrup over it. Let your baklava cool uncovered for 4 to 6 hours. Once your baklava is cooled, it is time to enjoy your amazing baklava from scratch recipe. For your baklava rolls, you will use 1 pound of roughly chopped mixed nuts. Here I will use equal parts of pistachio, almonds, and cashew nuts. Add 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Mix until fully combined. Take 2 layers of dough, and the rest of your dough you will roll it and cover it with its wrapper to use later. Butter between the 2 layers of dough and on the top layer of your PHYLLO dough. Add your nut mixture evenly. Take 2 chopsticks or skewers and put them on the outer edge of your dough and start rolling your baklava roll using the skewers as a guide. Roll the dough completely. Take your dough from the middle and lightly crumple the dough together. Repeat the process until you reach the ends. Take your baklava roll and place it in your buttered baking dish, then remove the chopsticks. Repeat the process until your baking dish is full. Butter the top of your roll. For the most equal baklava rolls, cut the extremities of your baklava. Then cut it in the middle. Then cut each side in 2. Then these rolls, cut them again in 2. Repeat the same process on each side. It should yield about 40 baklava rolls. Then bake it for 50 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Once that it's out of the oven, pour your baklava syrup. For this recipe, I really like to add rose water to balance the chopped nuts. Then plate it. You are ready to enjoy the best and easiest baklava recipe that you made from scratch. I would encourage you to watch these 2 videos as a follow-up. Thank you for being here. It means the world to me. Until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and don't forget to frum it up.